Hey guys, right here I have a 2013 Chrysler Ypsilon 1.2 SE. And today I'm going to make a startup and full vehicle tour video of it, show you the features inside and out. So here is the key. Let's go ahead and start it up first. Centrally mounted instrument cluster, and this Ypsilon does come with a 5-speed manual. The Ypsilon comes with Fiat Group's dual-drive electric rack and pinion power steering system. There is a city mode for the steering system activated via a button on the dashboard. What this mode does is that it lightens the steering setup so it is easier to maneuver the Ypsilon around town or when parking. The steering wheel on the SE trim is leather-wrapped and it does have sport grips at the 10 and 2 o'clock positions. A 5-speed manual is the only transmission offered with the 1.2-litre engine. To engage reverse, pull the catch just below the gear knob and push the gear lever all the way to the right and down. The base of the gear lever is covered in leather. Safety features for the Ypsilon SE includes 6 airbags, anti-lock braking system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, automatic activation of hazard lights upon hard braking, and ISOFIX child seat anchor points for the rear seats. Now, let's turn on the hazards, lights, rear fog light, take a look at the engine, and roll down the driver's side window. The bonnet release is located to the left of the front passenger's footwell. The Ypsilon SE comes with 15-inch multi-spoke alloy rims wrapped in 185/55 R15 tires. The brakes are discs in front and drums out back. For the suspension, the front gets McPherson struts while the rear gets a torsion beam setup. The Ypsilon started its life as a Lancia. It is Lancia's B-segment Super Mini offering and it has been in production since 1996. The Ypsilon is currently in its third generation and it made its debut at the 2011 Geneva Motor Show. The third generation Ypsilon is also known as the Type 846, and unlike its predecessors, it was designed in both left and right-hand drive configurations. The Ypsilon is based on the Fiat Mini platform that also underpins cars like the Fiat 500, Fiat Panda, and Ford Ka. As the Lancia brand is not sold in right-hand drive markets, the Ypsilon is sold as a Chrysler in markets like the UK, Ireland, and Japan. Under the bonnet of this Ypsilon is a 1.2 litre, single overhead cam, 8 valves, naturally aspirated inline-4 engine with variable valve timing and multi-point fuel injection. This engine produces 69 horsepower at 5500 rpm and 102 Nm of torque at 3000 rpm. 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 km per hour takes 13.4 seconds, and the top speed is 101 miles per hour or 163 km per hour. With a 40-litre fuel tank, combined fuel consumption for the Ypsilon 1.2 is 55.4 miles per gallon or 5.1 litres per 100 kilometers. 118 grams of carbon dioxide is produced per kilometer, and the Ypsilon is front-wheel drive. The Ypsilon first arrived in the UK at the end of 2011. At launch, it was available in Base S, Mid-Range SE, and top-of-the-line limited trim levels. Like other small cars that Fiat Chrysler Automobiles offers, the Ypsilon can be personalized to one's liking with various colors, trims, and options. The UK Ypsilon range was revised slightly in 2014 to bring it in line with the trim levels offered in the rest of Europe. The new trim levels are Base Silver, Mid-Range Gold, and Range Topping Platinum. With the updated trim levels, there are more standard equipment across the range. Exterior features of the Ypsilon SE includes manual leveling halogen reflector headlights, halogen daytime running lights, LED rear lights, rear fog light, indicators on the front fenders, chrome front door handles, and black side mirrors and rear door handles. You do have your speaker down there, together with some storage. And right here you do have your mirror controls and your window controls. Both the front windows in this car are powered. The driver's side is fully automatic in both ways. The passenger side is automatic down only, and the rear two windows are manually adjustable. The driver's seat in this Ypsilon SE does get full manual adjustments. This lever controls your seat height. This bar controls your seat position. And this lever right here controls your seat back. Alright, so let's go ahead and see how she revs. The Ypsilon SE does get very simple aircon controls, with all of them located right here. You do have your fan speed in the middle, temperature to the left, different modes to the right with your front defrost, your recirculation or outside air switch is located right above, and down below you do have your rear defrost and air conditioning. The Ypsilon comes with an integrated head unit with a CD player and 6 speakers for the sound system. To the left you do have your volume and power knob, and to the right, up, down, left, right buttons actually control the radio. You can say tune to your desired radio station using the buttons, or go through the radio menu with the menu button located down here. If you hit this button right here, it brings us to your sound system settings with your bass treble, balance and fader and all that, and your mute button. You do have your 6 customizable stations, and right here the media button brings us to your CD player. Your FM AM buttons, and your CD player is located right above. It is MP3 compatible. You do have the eject button for the CD player located right there. And to the left and right of the hazard light switch, you do have a row of buttons. To the left, this button and this button actually adjusts the level of the headlight, but if you hit the set button, it brings up a menu on the multi-information display, and you use these arrows to go through it. Passenger airbag information, service, your button volume, buzzer volume, language, units, locks. You can set your date and time, trip B data, speed B, and exit the menu. And to the right of the hazard light switch, right here you have the button to activate your rear fog light as shown earlier. This button activates or deactivates your auto start-stop system. If you do have the system activated, the engine will momentarily shut off when you arrive at a stop, such as a traffic light or a traffic jam, to save that extra bit of petrol or diesel depending on what the car is running on. Electronic central locking. And right here you do have the city mode for the steering wheel. On the right stall, you do have your wiper controls, and if you locate the button at the end of the wiper stall, you can cycle through your multi-information display located within the instrument cluster. Right now you do have your range, trip A, average fuel consumption for trip A, instant fuel consumption, average speed for trip A, elapsed time for trip A, and the same set of data but for trip B instead. And right here you do have your total distance travel. And back to your range. Within that display you also do have your mileage, outside temperature and time. And on the left stall you do have your light and indicator controls. The steering wheel in this car is tilt only. You adjust it using this lever right here. You do have a couple of cup holders down there, together with a power outlet. A bit of storage right there. And more storage right there, together with a cutout for a cup holder. Manual dimming, rear view mirror. And you do have your interior lights right above. The sun visor for the driver's side does get a vanity mirror. Alright, so I guess that's it for the startup. We can turn it off right now. And continue with the rest of the tour. The rear door handles are located within the C-pillar. You do have your speaker down there together with your window control, and as mentioned earlier on, the rear windows in this Ypsilon are manually adjustable. The rear seat backs in this Ypsilon SE do fold down. They split 60-40 when folding. And to fold them down, first make sure the headrests are all the way down. Then locate the buttons on either sides of the headrests, push it, and flip the seat back down. You can move the seat belt out of the way if you do not want the seat belt obstructing you. I did set the driver's seat to a position that I would feel comfortable in. I'm about 5'7", which is about 1.7 meters tall. There is actually quite a lot of room to stretch out my feet underneath the driver's seat. I do get about this much legroom and about this much headroom. It is actually not that spacious back here. The seats do lack a bit of thigh support, but at least the seats are comfortable. No rear center armrest for this one, but you do get grip handles on the ceiling with hooks for both sides. You also do have your rear interior lights on either sides of the rear. The Ypsilon does have a capless fuel filling system. To open up the rear hatch, go towards the rear hatch itself and locate a button just above the number plate. Boot space in the Ypsilon measures 245 litres with the rear seat backs in place. With the rear seat backs and cargo cover out of the way, boot space increases to 820 litres. To the left of the boot is a light that illuminates the area, and underneath the boot floor is a bit of storage. You do have adjustable headrests, front and rear. You do have a bit of storage right here together with your window control. More storage down there with your speaker. The front passenger seat does get full manual adjustments as well. It just loses out on the height adjustment as found on the driver's side. Small glove box. No grip handle for the front passenger, but you do get a sun visor with a vanity mirror. Alright, so let's start it up with the door closed. Alright, so that's it for the startup and full vehicle tour video of this 2013 Chrysler Ypsilon 1.2 SE. Thanks for watching and goodbye.